beta, 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 beta. Yeah. Beta, 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 beta. Beta, 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 beta. Beta, 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 beta. Beta, 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 beta. Give me a spoon. See if I can fish you out, yeah. Yeah. The Hall of Shame. Gang, gang, bang. Psst. Captain Kirk, where are you? Nano, nano. Miami traveling to Indiana. Oklahoma traveling to Utah, Salt Lake City. Dallas traveling to Brooklyn, the land of Brooklyn. Then we're traveling to Toronto, and we can't get to see the next because the way the format goes is all these games are gonna play simultaneously. This game is airing, and then we'll be able to see the next. So old Mike Malone. He's ready to go. Set his game plan for Toronto. No injured players. Pull this over, son. Tab it up on the tablet. First time playing the Raptors this season. The Raptors. They got Kawhi at shooting guard. Projected lineup. There we go. That's the menu we were looking for right there. They got Sean Kilpatrick on here. This 2K universe. Okay. No. We're going to Toronto, not Denver. LeBron James. Hey. LeBron James is healed. He's healed. Like Buddy healed. I said. They don't have no jerseys on this game. The fuck, man? jerseys will make you want to throw up. Ugly. That's dope. Ugh.
For my family, and of course, Blacktop Road. I'm thankful for my family, my dog, and LeBron going to the late show. I'm thankful for my friends, my family, and of course, everybody that's out there playing my team. I'm thankful for you. Appreciate you guys. I'm thankful to my family, my ancestors for what I am. I'm thankful to my wife for all of love and support. And of course, I'm thankful to the 2K community, guys. You're
Community
awesome. My friends. 2K Sports pregame show. Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And coming right up, we'll see the Denver Nuggets playing against the Toronto Raptors. Taking a look at Toronto, these guys have been rolling. They are really playing at a high level right now, going 8-1 over the last 9 games. Great center matchup tonight, Shaq. I know you've been waiting all day to watch this one. One of the best low post players of all time. Give us your thoughts on why the stretch 5 has become so popular.
Hey,
a lot of offenses these days, floor space. You see now, a lot of bigs practicing shooting the three. The younger centers, you think of Towns and Cousins and Embiid, how powerful they are. They love to stay on that perimeter and shoot that 3 ball. So it's hard to stay on the floor right now if you can't shoot it. Yes, you came into the league at the right time. Oh, I would have made him revert back to it. You'd have a hard time getting off the bench these days, Shaq, because you didn't shoot the 3. Back on the bench? They don't even sound right together. That's like peanut butter and tar. You pretty tasty? No, that doesn't sound right together. I'm just kidding. Funny? Did you find that amusing? You hurt my feelings, Ernie. Did you hurt? Come on. Give me a big sign.
Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard. Oh,
And a beautiful performance by Linda Lind singing "Oh Canada." And that signals the beginning of the night of NBA basketball right here on 2K Sports. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Looking at Toronto, they took the win in their last game against the Nets in Brooklyn. And I don't think I was the only one surprised, not just by their win, but guys, by what an emphatic win it was.
And look, it's always tough to win on the road. You've got to go in with the right mindset, and they did.
I think they didn't let the crowd or the noise get to them, and they have to on the road in that one.
Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Inside, it's the talented pair of Millsap and Jokic. The guards are Thomas and Harris, and it's Porter at the small forward position. No good from Valanciunas. And here's Denver. And Paul Millsap, a 4-time All-Star in Atlanta. Greg, as we know, he missed most of last season after left wrist surgery.
A big loss after just signing that mega contract with most of their core, but a great fit in their front court, and obviously one heck of a play.
Now here's Leonard, following the miss by Paul Millsap. Thomas with the ball. 20 points for him last game against Brooklyn.
Yeah, don't forget how great he was drawing contact and getting himself to the free throw line. Picked up a ton of easy points there.
Now, here's Jokic. Outside for Thomas. Shot clock at 5. That's in. Coming off the assist from Jokic.
Listen, this guy's a legit deep ball threat. Isaiah Thomas, terrific at sizing up the defense and making them pay.
Lowry looking around. Pass to Leonard. Rebound by the Nuggets. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
Yeah, and for two squads that don't know each other all that well, this should be an intriguing battle.
Right, in a matchup where you don't see the opponent offense, there should be a lot of surprises. I don't know what to expect.
Denver shooting their first free throw of the night here. And Greg, with Michael Porter combining the length, athleticism, and scoring ability, he's a rare prospect.
I mean, in high school, he was the number one prospect on a lot of people's list. Had the back injury in his only year in college, but everyone knew what he could do when given the chance.
Shot from 16. He can't get that one to fall. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. Here's Leonard. True on the 14-footer.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Now Thomas. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. That one goes. Count it. Jokic just got his first 2 points of the night.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Nobody near Leonard. And it's Leonard again missing.
Yeah, tough for them to bounce back when he's shooting like this. He's been off all period.
Thomas, no good. Raptors trail by 6. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Lowry, good.
Well, Lowry had his mind made up. It's the rise and fire as soon as he gets the touch.
Lowry against Thomas. Millsap kicks to Thomas. Porter in the corner. Off target from outside. The Raptors are falling just 2 of 7 so far. Now a little bit of a slow start for them. Lowry, good.
Well, Kyle Lowry has proven to be a dead-eye shooter when given space, and he's comfortable off the dribble or catch and shoot.
Now here's Thomas. Shoots from the line. Serge Ibaka pulls it in.
Well, he carves out the space he needs, just the finish was not good.
And it's sent back by Jokic. And he gets it back. That gives them the lead. 8 points for Kyle Lowry. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. Trailing by 2. Thomas kicks to Jokic. Looking to end the run. Tries again. And there's the play inside by Millsap.
Well, so rewarding for a player to beat everybody to the basketball and convert that second chance.
Spoke with Nick Nurse. David.
Thanks, Kevin. He told me that when you're playing against a team as good as they are inside, you have to stop the easy looks. So if they can keep them out of the paint, they'll be in good shape to win.
Let's see, Kevin. Back to you. Thank you, David. For Denver, they've gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Thomas finds Millsap.
They're just standing there watching. What kind of playbook is that?
Fires from the line, and it's Toronto with.
No, goddamn well it's on auto too.
Pass to Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
I tell you, you allow Jonas Valanciunas space and he will throw it down. He's got the size and length to make it look easy.
It's stolen by Ibaka. Left side, Leonard. Oh, and the tip by Leonard.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge part of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there and are not afraid to show it either. And here's Harris from the arc. Can't hit that one. So the Raptors will take it the other way. Well, the Raptors fell short of their goals last season. You knew they were going to be changing some things up.
Well, obviously the first big move was moving on from Dwayne Casey as the head coach. And you think about Dwayne had brought the best years this franchise had seen, and they still felt it was time for a shift. Now, it's not necessarily his blame. Sometimes you just need to hear a new voice when you've ended in the playoffs the way they have over the last several years.
Here's Thomas after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Passes it to Millsap. Off the run. Back to Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. Well, Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Fouled and after shooting gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Some changes for Toronto. Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Green in for C.J. Myers. Well, free throw drops for Leonard. With college basketball expanding the three-point arc out to FIBA range, Doris. Does that set the table, you think, for the NBA?
Get your fat ass in the goddamn paint.
Shooting line out as well.
I think one of the things that I would like to see, Kevin, is a more unified game across countries, right? We've talked about the NBA and basketball in particular becoming a more global game. I think one thing that I'd really love to see at the lower levels of basketball and the formative stages is young players have to play with a shot clock. Because what that forces those players to do is be you better be able to put the ball on the deck, make a pass, or take a shot. So I think the more we can normalize a set of international rules, the better basketball is going to be long term.
Here's Lowry. Turned in an outstanding game against Brooklyn. Green kicks to Lowry. Misses off the left iron. The Nuggets trail by 7. Right side, Thomas. Jokic passes to Thomas. Millsap left side. And that one goes out of bounds. It's touched by Porter. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. They like where they stand right now.
Why would we want to look at their
position.
To
and
rub
of course,
it in?
the Nuggets, 6.5 games behind them.
And you know, for the Nuggets, their season has been exactly the kind of misadventure that fans were afraid it might be.
And with the major changes we know are coming, now you have players fighting for their jobs, trying to prove they deserve to be here beyond the end of this season.
It's tipped. Here's Monroe. And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant one foul.
And Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way. As much as you just saw him do there, glad they pinned a flagrant on.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. And the first one at the line is good. He's perfect from the line this time. And the Raptors with some changes. Norman Powell comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's DeLon right in for Kyle Lowry. Knocks it loose. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
Well, superb awareness, Greg, right? Not being super aggressive.
Now, here's Monroe. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, classic example of...
Harris. What? Why can't you make a shot, Gary? Why? Why can't you make it? You follow through? You spread your fingers? See your knees? That's his technique. That's his. Looks good right there, huh? Looks good. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, 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 no. What's going on in that big ass head of yours? It's the devil. You got the devil in him. See, all you see is the whites of his eyes. Watch. All you gonna see is white. He's possessed. When did this happen? What about players get possessed? Who's supposed, but who? A career that's we need to look at the season. Look at oh, we gotta make a trade, something. He's not had one good game all season. The whole season. I know it ain't been long enough to be saying all and whole, but that one alright game. That was the last game. Strange, strange, strange. But that's off the court shit.
Outing the shooter, not letting him get comfortable in the mid-range.
Right. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
Now, here's Thomas. Here's Harris. Accurate with the jumper from the elbow.
Boy, too much of a cushion given to him on that jump shot. That's a big-time no-no.
And right kicks to Siakam. Monroe outside.
Come back. Make the shot.
Back to Siakam. 4 on the clock. Raptors need to get a shot from deep. Green. It's rebounded by Paul Millsap. Millsap's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Corner, no luck. Wright finds Powell from 18 feet away. Offensive rebound. And the jam by Craig Monroe. And when you build it,
That shoulder and that elbow right on you. Moved him out the fucking way. Like, that's mine. Get out the way. It's mine. I got it. Got his back to him. Can't get over him. And, jam.
big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
And so,
Alright, guys. I go out there and play hard and play with some energy. Get this thing popping. Easily at the 3. The little son didn't. The little son didn't.
Toronto holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Bad defense. No offense.
Making his mark in Toronto, guard Kyle Lowry talked about the pioneers of Canadian basketball, like Vince Carter.
Vince Carter really changed the game of basketball in Canada. He created something that is forever lasting. And I think the game of basketball in Canada owes him a lot because he really brought the buzz to the game of basketball in Canada.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Carter's exciting style of play, GA, really energized the whole country.
And playing basketball in a hockey town isn't easy, but Carter really helped get this city and country energized about the game of basketball.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball. Excited so far. And for the Raptors, this has been the game they wanted to have.
Through that first one, they turned this thing into a track meet.
I'll tell you, they've simply been more assertive in the open floor. They're leaking out early, converting with confidence.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Denver. Beasley is out there with Paul Millsap. Then it's Will Barton, and there's Mr. Moves. Let's go down to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well, some have nicknamed center Nikola Jokic the Joker, and he does have a lighthearted approach. He said, "This is not a job. I'm enjoying the game like a game of pickup basketball in my hometown. That's the mentality. No pressure. It's just a game." He feels that staying calm can succeed.
Get it? Thanks, D.A. Siakam far from the most skilled player on the floor, but Dorsey finds minutes through his hustle.
This guy has got one of the highest motors in the league. He can leak out in transition, finish in the open floor. I'll tell you, this is a jolt of caffeine in a power forward's body.
Martin. Rebound by the Raptors.
All the same.
Simply have to go up stronger than that. Could be a simple layup if he shows a little more determination.
Powell dishes to right. And there's the pass to Siakam. Powell kicks to Monroe, the pass to Powell. Shoots over Barton. The shot by Powell, no good. The Nuggets trail by 16. It's Beasley on the wing. Here's Millsap. Nice work on the board. It's paying off with the basket. Millsap's got 6.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
And so it's Wright bringing up the ball for the Raptors. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Monroe outside. He kicks it to Powell. And stolen by Barton. And now the Nuggets, fast break. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
And racing up the court, you have a number of options and a great decision there.
I love how he took the initiative, right? You took charge of the opportunity and made the right decision.
Back to right. Shot clock at 6. Fires the 3. That shot is off target. That makes him 2 for 3. Beasley with a clean look. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Raptors leading by 12. Right outside.
Who the fuck I'm dealing with?
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Denver's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. To the middle, Vanderbilt. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Toronto's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. George, look in your crystal ball. 5 years from now, who do you think will be the 2-3 best players in the NBA?
Well, certainly some of the names. I won't say this is a definitive list, but as long as health holds, I'm going to give you three men who are going to be bad men in the NBA for a long time. Giannis Antetokounmpo, because the Greek freak is able at his size to handle it, take it off the window, and dominate action in transition. If he gets a consistent jump shot, forget about it. Ben Simmons, exactly the same thing. His passing ability is extraordinary. I think you'll see him get a low post game, and I think he'll get a jump shot, and he will be unguardable. And one of my absolute favorites is Mr. Joel Embiid. Give it to you inside, give it to you outside. Mr. Embiid can handle it. He can dominate with his defense. Those three men are going to be all-stars for a long, long time.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Valanciunas, who's checked in for Monroe. Ibaka comes in for Pascal Siakam. Sean Kilpatrick, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Delon Wright. Valanciunas in the high post. That one falls, his second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Now, efficient scoring in the post, just one of the reasons Valanciunas is out there.
Barton outside, takes the 3. Serge Ibaka with the rebound. Raptors leading by 12. Here's Kilpatrick. Jokic grabs the miss. Jokic has got 5 rebounds tonight. Vanderbilt, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
And Toronto making a change here. Leonard's checked in.
Concentrate.
And that one misses. It's 7 minutes, Doris, but fans feel he should be playing more.
Well, there's certainly a lot to like about Valanciunas' game. And how about last season? Because the NBA is changing, he can now step beyond the three-point arc and make those shots consistently. That will elevate his position and standing.
Leonard kicks to VanVleet. Pass to Valanciunas. Back to VanVleet. Just 5 on the clock. To the inside. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and the dunk caps it off.
Yeah, run your offense with that kind of precision. Not much anyone can do to stop it.
Pulls up on the elbow. The shot that time, not on target. And Toronto will come the other way. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. And the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That's his first foul. Green, he's checked in for Toronto.
Stay on the motherfucker. Man to man. It's not hard.
The assist from Kawhi Leonard.
It's not that damn hard.
The Nuggets trail by 14. Here's Mr. Moves. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Leonard's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Green, the pass to Kilpatrick. Got a hand on it.
Why even block
And
it?
so it
Why?
looks like the
You're
Raptors
never
will
going to get
retain
it.
possession here. Still a Raptors ball. Well, defense is a big part of these players' games. As the top shot blockers among small forwards this season. The 4th spot held by Kawhi Leonard.
And that's a group of perhaps the most well-rounded defenders in our league. Solid on the perimeter with the ability to block shots.
Combination you're sort of always looking for in wing players. Strong on the ground, strong in the air. There is no safe ground when one of them is on patrol.
And so it's Barton bringing it up for the Nuggets. It's a 16-point game. Here's Mr. Moves. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Mr. Moves got his second bucket of the night. The Raptors have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Here's Kilpatrick. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Fast break, here we go. And it's Barton that time on the assist by Jokic. Barton had himself on the board with 3 there.
So tough to hit a 3 like that with the break on.
Van Vliet kicks to Green. Here's Leonard. Solid play in the low block, and that was good. Leonard's got 11 points.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Green left side. And it's sent back by Jokic. And the ball travels out of his hands. It was last touched by Jokic. Some changes for Toronto. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Sean Kilpatrick. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Fred. A minute 50 left in the first half of the game. Valanciunas against Jokic. Valanciunas, good. Valanciunas has got 6 in the quarter.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have.
Awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Leonard finds Lowry. Now here's Valanciunas. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Gordon, no luck.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And they pick up 2. And that's 13 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here. C.J. Miles, the veteran scorer, over a dozen years of service, and his shooting keeps him in demand.
Well, think back. Miles was actually a second-round pick, and it took him a couple of years to find his role. But boy, has he steadily become a deadly threat from beyond the arc.
On the Nuggets with some changes. Trey Lyles checked in for Jokic. Harris comes in for Will Bart. And Isaiah Thomas subbed in for Mr. Moves. The Nuggets trail by 18. Pass to Craig to end the run. Toronto grabs the miss. Valanciunas has got his 5th rebound in this one. Cloak loose. Inside. It's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Went through his mind to fucking shoot it. Guess he thought he could pull it off that fast. No. That's what fucking Lyles does. He steps up to try to help them two. 2 of them can't get the ball. Huh? Yeah.
play across the board. I love their tenacity, just piling it on at this point.
You know, the beauty is it hasn't just been offense, right? It's been the defensive end as well. They're firing on all cylinders right now.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Nothing they're doing on the defensive end is working. They've got to figure something out, and fast.
Lowry against Thomas. Releases. A shot by Lowry, no good. From past the arc. Thomas, no luck. And so it's the Toronto Raptors closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead from shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot, Jonas. Good first half for you getting the ball inside, and you look really aggressive out there.
I'm just doing my job, what I need to do, be active in the paint, rebound, get some touches, go for work.
Always good to see a big man who plays big. Thanks, Jonas. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports, the Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Boy, we have a lot to discuss. It's Toronto with the advantage at the half. They are in blowout territory, leading by 20. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, it comes down to confidence. From the opening tip, these guys had that swag. They had the attitude that you can't beat us, we can only beat ourselves.
And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
Well, they struggle in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
We return now to Toronto with a fantastic look at sunset at the downtown skyline of Toronto, Ontario. Wow, what a great view. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And through the first two periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
You know, my favorite thing, Greg, I think he showed no fear in attacking the defense. He got on the interior with ease.
And with the big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Inside pairing is Ibaka and Valanciunas. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Lowry.
So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Plus 8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Valanciunas inside. Lyles there. Great positioning on the putback.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Lowry against Thomas. Kicks to Harris. That's tipped. Back to Thomas. Shot clock at 6. Vanderbilt. And the rejection by Ibaka.
Boy, still a dependable shot blocker. That is what got...
Look how fucking ugly and fucking atrocious this whole fucking possession is. Fuckery. Fuckity fuck fuck fuck.
Serge Ibaka playing time at the beginning of his career. Nice.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
Out to the wing. Here's Craig. Sinks the three-pointer. Craig's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
I tell you, that's nice work, right? You move, you get into space on the perimeter, and you knock down the three.
And Greg, one of the stories that had started developing since last season was the talk of Kawhi Leonard wanting out. Too many soured relationships, it seems.
And he was eventually moved after requesting a trade. Pop and the Spurs tried just about everything they could to convince him to stay. Probably the most drama for a team known for not having any drama.
And the first one at the line is good.
And with Kawhi Leonard, he just does everything well on the floor. Offense, defense, rebounding, runs the floor. I mean, he is one of the more complete players in our league. He can completely take over a game on both ends.
Good on both. And Greg, with Kawhi, started as a defensive stopper, but he now is so much more than that.
I mean, he's got a great outside shot, that pull-up jumper, the turnarounds in the post. He has the complete repertoire. You never would have thought he was only viewed as a defense guy once upon a time, but was already a fantastic player. But this is a guy that continues to just add to his game.
Raptors leading by 19 points. Passes it to Miles. He kicks to Leonard. Over Harris, and Leonard gets it to go on the assist from Miles. 17 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
It's stolen by Ibaka. Pass break. Here come the Raptors. Lowry leading the charge. And Leonard gets it to go.
Boy, Kyle Lowry can be so creative sometimes. You think the window's too tight, but he finds a way.
Harris inside the line. And Denver again with the bucket. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Lowry against Thomas. Ibaka, the pass to Valanciunas. It's hauled in by Lyle. The Nuggets trail by 21. Vanderbilt, defended by Ibaka. The rebound by Ibaka. Toronto, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Leonard with the bucket. Leonard's got 8 here in the quarter.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
And here's Harris from the arc.
I'll tell you, he's been one area they haven't had to worry about tonight. He's been scoring at will.
And the Raptors call time here.
Well, Serge Ibaka has been willing to become a modern NBA stretch four. You have to be able to shoot the three, and Serge is willing to follow the correct trends of the league. You love the adjustment.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. And here is the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's top rebounding teams this season. In fourth, the Raptors.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
Here's Siakam, and it falls over the rim and in. Indoors with Ibaka, he has changed his offensive approach, but the defense stays the same.
Right, you think early on he was defined by his shot block. Rim. He knows how important an emphatic block can be for team-changing momentum.
And really the story of the half, one team shooting it lights out, the other, the lights are just out.
Yeah, that's right. You said it. They don't find a way to switch it back on. They're in trouble.
Toronto leading by 22. And Wright kicks to Monroe. Back to Wright. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That's foul number 2 for him. Wright outside. 4 on the shot clock. Floats one, and it's good on the way up. Wright's got.
For this quarter. That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Harris kicks to Millsap. Denver the rebound. Another shot. And Jokic lays it up and in. Jokic has got his second bucket.
Well, second on the offensive glass, case in point there.
Wright finds Monroe. Back to Wright. Oh, Millsap with the rebound. Millsap's got 7 rebounds in the game. Porter passes to Thomas. For 3, Harris. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Siakam's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. And let's see what Denver has coming up on Monday. They'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. Then on Thursday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And looking at the Blazers matchup, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
Danny Green, he's checked in for the Raptors. Sean Kilpatrick comes in for DeLon Wright. Kilpatrick kicks to Monroe. The pass to Kilpatrick. Out to Monroe. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Monroe's got 8 points.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Thomas's shot is off. Raptors leading by 21. Howell for 3. They get the rebound. Monroe, and he banks in the layup. He's got 10.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Outside Thomas. Goes back up. Rejected by Monroe.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Free throw line jump shot. Again, Toronto.
Well, you've got to look at this guy's shooting as one of the main reasons they've been able to build this lead.
And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand.
Well, any point guard who involves his teammates is automatically going to raise the offense. Go ahead, IT. We see you with that pretty pass.
There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. His 3rd foul of the game. .153 left in the 3rd quarter. Green against Porter. Clock at 6. Kilpatrick passes to Monroe. A second chance effort. And another shot. And the basket by Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick's got his first basket.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Now, here's Thomas. three. Millsap. No good. Shot missing. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Green with the ball. Now guarded by Porter. Has to Kilpatrick. Here's Powell. He's guarded by Thomas. Powell down low. Millsap's there. To the middle. Here's Monroe. The shot from the low post is good. Monroe's got 8 points in the quarter.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Ripped it away. Now here's Powell, guarded by Harris, and it's sent back by Jokic. From outside the arc, Harris's shot is off, and the Raptors with possession. They're on a 10-2 run here. Pass to Kilpatrick. Second chance shot, and it's sent back by Millsap.
And Millsap with great hands and the anticipation there to block the shot.
And that one's good by Porter. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for Toronto. It's been an excellent game for him offensively. He's got 21 points and counting. And we'll be right back after this. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
And Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. The Raptors shooting 51% from the field. They'll take that. They're still out there for the Nuggets right now. They've got Plumlee. Morris is out there with the small forward. Kilpatrick kicks to Monroe. 5 to shoot. Van Vliet passes to Monroe. And Craig Monroe with the slam.
So flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
Woo, one of his favorite moves right there, guys. Morris finds Beasley. Plays we get to see up close. We're so lucky. We feel the same way every time we sit courtside and watch one of these games. One of the most enjoyable parts about it, seeing the reactions of the guys on the bench.
They're just losing it, Kevin. They're falling down or they're bumping into each other, and then seeing the opposing bench trying to keep that poker face. They know they're not supposed to react, but sometimes the play is just so good you can't help it.
We get out of our seats, don't we? I mean, just like the players do. We get out of our seats.
Oh, no doubt. I'll stand up, wave my hands in the air. Are you kidding?
Van Vliet with the bucket.
That's an example of great communication. He knows the spot to get to, and the pass is waiting for him.
Denver shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Morris dishes to Plumlee. Tries a 3. Vanderbilt. And that's good. A nice job at the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
I tell you, coaches love those high percentage looks in the paint.
Toronto leading by 22. Pass to Kilpatrick. Green with the ball. Kicks to Monroe. Out to the right wing. 6 to shoot. Plumlee with some nice D.
That's just superb interior defense, not allowing him a free run to the rim.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, easy call.
2 shots, foul, 2.
Yours last year, the NBA signed a deal to broadcast G League games on the internet channel Twitch.
Well, you know Adam Silver is always looking at new methods for broadcasting this great league and the G League. And I think we live in an era of an increasingly digital world. The next generation views their platforms in non-traditional, non-linear fashion. So to me, this is really smart decision making.
I know you're a big Twitch watcher yourself. You subscribe, and like me, you love the G League.
I'm always twitching.
Good on both. Here's Lowry. Now the pass to Leonard. Over Beasley. Leonard, no luck. The Nuggets trail by 20. From deep three-point range, Craig can't get it to go. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it.
Is okay with this?
Right.
He's thankful that he's getting minutes. He don't count. He's a rookie. He get a pass too. He always got that luck too. Take a lot. Who the fuck is playing Mad? Anybody? Malone can't even trying to figure out how to his fucking anger. Barton. There we go. We got one. Wait a minute. We got 2. Them 2 and Barton makes 3. That's all we got.
To save it. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. The Nuggets have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Morris kicks to Plumlee. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his first foul. On defense, Toronto fires from deep. Craig can't get it to go. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Leonard looking around. There's the dish to Lowry. Well, the league taking steps towards to reform the draft lottery, flattening out the odds, doing a variety of things just to analyze the way it works, the mechanics. Do you think the change will be enough?
Well, again, I think this goes back to the leadership at the top of the NBA, and the right man is in charge in Adam Silver. And this is typical to Adam Silver. Everything happens with a very measured approach in terms of reform. You do a little bit, and then you evaluate. But I think Adam has made it clear that the change they made in the draft lottery was nothing more than a first step. Now, where do we go from here? That remains to be seen.
Anunoby kicks to Ibaka. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
Well, you love how Ibaka goes right up with the shot. Doesn't hesitate for a second off the catch.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. Just a really solid display there of rebounding. They've done it really all game.
Yeah, bottom line, more boards means more possessions, and that's how you build a lead.
Toronto working the ball around now. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Mason Plummer.
You know, and Serge Ibaka, a player who kind of came into the league as a defensive stopper, shot blocker. You know, still has great length and can bother shots, but not the prolific shot blocker he once was, as the focus has become more on the offensive end.
The Raptors making a switch here. Lights checked in. Ibaka hits both of them. And with Ibaka at one point would average almost 4 blocks a game.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard for any player to maintain a pace that high at this stage. Ibaka's done well to adjust, I think, his capabilities and make sure he can still have an impact on defense. The block numbers won't ever be as gaudy as they once were, but he is still causing problems for shooting.
And right kicks to Anunoby. Pass to Leonard. And stolen by Barton. Here's Jokic. And the layup's good off the glass.
Just defense is always going to finish that one.
Leonard against Morris. Pass to Ibaka. Denver grabs the miss.
Yeah, affecting the shot at a.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
And not just a scorer, but a distributor as well. Porter's court awareness is really impressive.
Here's Leonard. And the Raptors miss again. The Nuggets trail by 20. There's Porter with the 3. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Jokic has got assist number 5 here tonight. Raptors have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Right, the pass to Leonard. Shoots over Barton. And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got 10 points in just the second half.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
Jokic finds Millsap, and it's Denver scoring again.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Toronto leading by 17. And the Raptors call time here.
And Nikola Jokic came late to the game. He actually grew up horse racing. Finally started playing organized at the age of 16. You never know it, though one of the most skilled big men the league has to offer.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Kawhi Leonard.
Plain and simple, his scoring is what made him our pick tonight. Even when the D's given him all their attention, they just have not been able to contain him. If they backed off him for 1 second, he made them pay.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. On defense, the Nuggets trailing by 17. And Michael Porter is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. And Jokic, Greg, said he was a fat point guard until he got taller.
Well, even now, Kevin, Jokic, not the most chiseled physique, but the point guard background makes sense. His playmaking for a center is off the chart.
It's the Nuggets ball. They're on an 11-2 run. Right side, Thomas over Lowry. Off the left rim and out.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easiness.
He kicks it to Valanciunas. Leonard on the wing. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Barton. And the Raptors miss again.
And defensively, moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
What a great job contesting without fouling. Exactly how you want to defend the mid-range shot.
And he wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble there.
Nope, up and in with a one-hand finish, the most basic possible. Outside Lowry. Passes it to Valanciunas. Back to Lowry. Miles against Millsap. For the three. And it's Miles missing. And so it's Jokic with it. He brings it up for Denver. 15-point game.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Raptors.
You know, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside. And that was working all game long.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Valanciunas.
Boy, forget about his stats for a second, right? What impressed me most was his stamina. It seemed like he was involved in every play. And with that kind of activity, I don't know how you don't wear down.
To end the cold streak, and that one comes up a bit short. The Nuggets on offense.
Porter passes to Jokic.
Basket counts.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Well, there's no doubt this guy's on a hot streak right now. That's why he keeps getting the ball in this one. They're like, hey, we're going to feed the hot hand.
Lowry. That's Lowry again missing.
Yeah, it's something we always talk about, though. Shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
Millsap kicks to Barton. From 18 feet away. No good.
Well, what a great job by C.J. Miles to be able to contest without fouling, extending the arm into the shooter's airspace. Nice.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, Jonas, you have a lot on you in terms of controlling the paint.
You know, there's a better game, there's a worse game, but, I'm bringing energy every game. I'm fighting, and my job is pick rebounds, set of screens. I'm doing my job.
Tough work, but you're good at it. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. That'll wrap it up, folks. Forsberg and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan saying
This team has potential, man. Fifteen five. ODBO. Rocky. Once upon a time, he was called Flash. Yep, so it'll be Philadelphia and Washington next.